night flying. This is something I haven't ever got round to after having my PPL for nearly 3 years. There's a couple of reasons why. I couldn't really fly after 5 at my old club, and people always told me that flying a single engine piston at night time isn't the sort of thing that you want to do all the time. But finally the time came to train, and I really wanted to share my experiences with you all. And on looking back at this, things were a lot different than I initially expected. You joined us at the ground briefing with my instructor Bob Stinger, who I have to thank an awful lot for letting me film this, and also for being a great guy and getting me through the training really quickly. On this flight we depart northbound for some general handling. Bob decides to throw in a total electric failure, recovery from unusual attitudes, and then we recover back to Blackpool via a radar vectored ILS DME approach for runway 28.
Right, so first flight then is going to be up to the north, and we'll do a little bit of appreciation. So, what is lit at night and what isn't?
Roads are lit at night.
Okay, all roads?
Not all roads. Some motorways have lights switched off between the hours of morning.
Exactly.
So towns.
How would you reckon? How would you differentiate the M6 and the A6 at 1 o'clock in the morning?
You can't.
So first flight, we're going to go up here. We'll have a look at what lights are. First thing you notice is that if you see other airplanes, you see the landing light and you'll think, well, that doesn't look very far away. But in reality, it's 5 miles the other side of Winter Hill.
Right, yeah.
But you'll see them all. Red masts can look really close, so if you were in unfamiliar territory, Winter Hill wouldn't look far away. You're going to try and shut your eyes and get you disorientated.
Like it.
It's going to be electrical failure.
Great. So
you can lose all your lights. We're going to wind up here, we'll do a bit of that. We'll look at lit areas, not lit areas. We'll talk about engine failures.
Yeah,
so
interesting.
There's 2 schools of thought on engine failures.
Go where it's dark or go for a road.
Go for it's dark or it's net. I'm a fan of the lit areas because I can see there's a road there. I can see there's, Tesco's car park's illuminated and there's a field next to it. I'll land in that. Some people are a fan of dark areas. You'll hear a lot of nonsense about go for the dark areas, there's nothing there. Apart from pylons, walls, trees, woods, cows, sheep, hills, and lots of other things that you can't see at all.
Blackpool Town approach, good evening, Golf Bravo Number Oscar Juliet, High G with Whiskey 1029, requesting a radio check and taxi.
Blackpool approach, information Whiskey now 1030, taxi holding point Alpha 3, runway 10 via Alpha.
Whiskey 1030, taxi is held Alpha 3 via Alpha for runway 13, Golf Oscar Juliet.
Are they holding us?
Golf Oscar Juliet, runway 10 and readability 5.
10, readability 5, Golf Oscar Juliet.
It was cross 13, wasn't it?
Taxi at night is where most accidents occur. The problem being the landing light is shining there, and as we come to the corner we are not going there anymore, we're looking to go around the corner, aren't we? Mm-hmm. So it's imperative that you keep on the yellow line at night. Even if you think, I know exactly where I am and I'm going to nip round the corner, do not nip round the corner, stay on the yellow line.
Right, so oil temperature's coming up. Parking brake is on, toes are on the brakes, RPM set 2000. Temperatures and pressures are in the green. Oil pressures usually read quite high on these. Carburetor heat, what we have, back to both, mags, over to the left, what we have, over to the right, what we have. Ammeter showing positive charge, suction is between 3 and 5. Practice pumping does work. Temperature and pressures are in the green. Idle's okay. RPM set 1200. Trimmer, we did have full free movement when we checked it before, but we'll double check again. And I'm going to put it slightly nose forwards. There are passengers in the back. Controls. Full, free, and correct movement. All okay. Throttle friction nut is finger tight, primer is locked, carb heat is closed, mixture is fully rich. Take off is probably going to be at 1800. Hide the torch. And we'll take 1 stage of flaps.
Okay, so on the initial takeoff,
yep,
might find that the whole world disappears slightly.
Yep.
So generally most people have to go to instruments on that first one.
Yep.
Golf Oscar Juliet, Alpha 3, vote for departure.
Golf Oscar Juliet, Roger, squawk 0450 after departure left turn up, line up runway 10.
Squawk 0450 after departure left turn out, line up 10, Golf Oscar Juliet.
Okay, approach is
Golf Oscar
clear.
Juliet, correct, runway 10, clear to take off, surface wind 080 degrees, 3 knots.
10 clear takeoff, Golf Oscar Juliet.
Okay, so if anything happens, you're going to put us back on the runway, yeah?
And happens back on the runway. If we're back in the end, there's sufficient room to land at the end of the runway, we'll do that. I'm not going to attempt to turn back anything below 800 feet. And we'll just look for our options ahead, 30 degrees. If it's below 800 feet.
Good luck.
Thanks. Oh, and that line. Okay. Got the centre line. Full power's coming up. Temperatures and pressures are on the green, and their speeds are live. There's 50. 60. Rotate at 65, a little bit heavy today. Let it settle and we'll climb out at 80.
Welcome to the night time.
Hey, we're up. Okay, you can retrim there. Engine temperatures and pressures are on the green.
Okay, so initially, let's go towards Fleetwood.
Roger.
I'll just open the air vent, so we get a bit of cold air coming in, that'll clear the windows.
Yeah, cool.
Blackpool approach Golf, Golf request taxi 10 departure.
Okay, 500 feet, round we go.
Golf Delta Golf, Roger, taxi holding point Alpha 3 via Alpha.
Taxi Alpha 3 via Alpha, Golf to Golf.
Golf Bravo Romeo Bravo Whiskey, ready for departure. Golf Oscar Juliet, basic service.
Basic service, Oscar Juliet.
Golf Bravo Whiskey, squawk 0450 after departure left turn up, line up runway 10. Squawk 0450, line up 10, Golf Bravo.
It's very, very quiet. Sounds like she stood outside the airplane talking.
You tell you what, you can see for miles, can't you?
Yep. Towns that you think... For instance, the town there at 10 o'clock, it's Barrow.
Yeah?
Yeah. You'd think, well, that can't be Barrow, because Barrow doesn't look that... It looks further away during the day. But at night, suddenly Barrow's not that far. Starts to pick out the gas rigs.
Golf Bravo Whiskey, runway 10.
And you can never see them in the day.
100 degrees, 3 knots.
Police there going down the motorway. Chasing somebody.
The police stand out quite a lot, don't they?
Yep. With the blue lights.
Golf Delta Hotel, good evening again, we're 9.5 miles to join, come to surface wind please.
Okay, lower the nose slightly.
Golf Delta Hotel,
reported
Blackpool
traffic.
approach, basic service
Let's go to,
2,000,
2,000, 2.5,
0 degrees, 3 knots.
What's looking for taxiway Alpha arrival with 8 on
Good
board.
night for a shooting star.
Be cool,
Golf
wouldn't it?
Hotel, Roger, next report at 6 miles and expect taxiway Alpha.
There's the plough.
What is 6 Delta Tom?
Golf Delta Golf, the traffic just departed, turning left to the north PA28.
Can I put this on, or is it annoying?
Golf Delta Golf, runway
Up
10,
to you.
clear to take off,
Leave it on.
left turn up,
I think I can see a little bit more then.
3 knots.
They can see where you're going.
Left hand,
Yeah.
Golf.
Like, which switches to turn off?
Yeah. That is a problem. So at night, any freezer checks or anything, you need to take a little bit more time.
Yeah.
I've seen it at least twice where people have pulled the mixture instead of the carb heat. Because they've just gone like, oh, there's something. Which is always a little trifling, you know what I mean?
And T2P's still on the green. Not doing too bad this evening. 500 feet, full POB.
Departing runway 10 this time with a left turn out to Morecambe Bay.
You guys feeling okay in the back? Okay, let's do a departure freezer check. Fuel,
Golf, basic service.
we're on the right
left
tank still, that's all okay. Radios, we're all okay there. Wharton, be closing now, but don't need to talk to them.
Golf Delta Golf, forward enough to
Engine.
open, you can frequent Wharton radar now, 129.525.
429.525, thanks. Golf to Golf.
Carb heat on. So you said around here that going off the chart, it should just stop and not be joined up, and it looks like it's like that down on our left now.
Correct. There is the gap there that you don't really appreciate at night.
Okay, so what on your chart is defined as a lit area at night?
The yellow.
Right, so a Fleetwood and Blackpool joined up.
No, there's a gap.
But during the day they look like they're joined as well.
Yeah.
But at night time you'll see there's a gap. So you see some towns and cities will be different shapes.
I've got a look, by the way.
Excellent.
You've got red on it. Wow.
Oh, excellent. Waste time red. You'll see when you do it, you can't see anything.
I bought one especially.
Okay, so you'll see that the yellow areas, some are dead distinctive shapes. So you'll go around and you think, oh, I recognise that. Once you get out towards here, all lights become a bit of a wish-wash.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything's lit up, and it becomes difficult then to see what's what.
Until you're up here at night and then you see it.
I mean, down here that could be a lake, 2 or 1 o'clock, it could be anything.
This bit here,
Yeah.
it's a river. The River Wyre. What you do is, on this initial one, you just carry on, following the coastline.
Yeah.
Just round
Roger.
to Lancaster, Morecambe,
Okay.
and then to work out, to ascertain whether there's cloud in the distance.
Yeah.
You just need to look at the lights, and if they start to disappear, something has happened between you and them.
Okay.
Some form of precipitation. Be it cloud, fog, rain, big shower, something has happened. So as you go around here, if for instance, you know, Grange over Sands or Ulverston disappears, that's the reason why.
Okay.
Now there's a little bit of extra safety required at night, which is to think, well, do I want to go over the water? And it's hard to get found in the water at night.
Yeah, definitely.
So you tend to just run along the coast really. Even if you're going over there, you want to get really high. You just got to put that element of safety in, which
Yeah.
is, you know, by the time they launch the helicopter and realise you're missing, half an hour might have gone past. By the time they get a radar trace from D&D and find that you were in the middle of Morecambe Bay, 50 minutes has gone past, and in 50 minutes you'll be freezing. Well, keep an eye out for lasers.
I know, well, this is a big topic, isn't it, with lasers? And you get laser quite often, don't you, really?
Oh, I've not been lasered for the last maybe 80 hours of night flying. But in the previous 10 hours, I've maybe got done 10 times. In the event of an engine failure here now,
Yep.
you can see the roads lit up along the promenade there, so you could go on the beach next to that road.
Yep.
Looking back that way,
There's the gap.
you can see, because the moon's behind us, even though there's only a little bit, you can actually see the coastline's lit up,
Oh, yeah.
but it's not lit up that way.
It's interesting that, 'cause it's opposite to what I thought it would be.
Yeah, most people think it will shine behind them
Yeah.
and light in front, and it doesn't. At this time of night, let's go to Wharton, because
To Wharton.
yeah, because let's tell her we're going, because Walney quite often have big airs
Inbound.
arriving.
Yeah.
GoPro for Juliet, request frequency change to Wharton radar 129525.
GoPro for Juliet, Roger, squawk 7000, free call water.
7000, free call Wharton, Golf Juliet, bye.
Bye-bye.
They'll give us a vector as well for the ILS, won't they, in a bit?
Well, if they're open at that time, they will. But either way, it will work better to talk to them.
Where are we going to be operating? We're
We're going to follow the bay around to Ulverston.
Right.
Wharton radar, good evening, Golf Bravo November Oscar Juliet, request traffic service.
Golf Bravo November Oscar Juliet, Wharton radar, good evening, squawk 3641, pass your details.
3641, Golf Bravo November Oscar Juliet for PA28 from Blackpool, en route back to Blackpool. We're also going to Navex up to Ulverston, following the coast round and requesting traffic service.
Golf Oscar Juliet, identified traffic service QNH 1029.
Traffic service 1029, thanks, Golf Oscar Juliet.
As for traffic service, I thought they'd tell us about those J41 or King Airs, aren't they?
Yeah.
Ah, thanks. Oh, no. Oh, God.
I'll leave the radios on so that Wharton don't think we fall into the sea.
You really can't see shit, can you, in the
No.
lights?
I'll think back what I told you in the briefing, which we're going to spend at least 5 or 6 minutes like this now, so your choices are hold the torch yourself, or if you have a human being, get them to hold the torch for you.
Human being. Thank you.
But tell them where you want it to shine, otherwise they'll guarantee they'll blind you.
Yeah, that is lovely. It's the try one LED. There should be, if you press the red button, there's a lower red button. That's it.
Vickers 2, descent altitude 2,200 feet on Walney QNH.
That's lovely, thank you. Very kind, Phil.
So generally, a lighting failure, an electrical failure,
feet on the Walney QNH.
you now just return to base.
Yeah.
Vickers 2, close and localizer from the left once established, descend with the glide path, you're number 1.
If you could get enough power on to tell them you're coming in and you've lost the electrics, brilliant. If you can't, make a pass to the airfield and you'll see a light, won't you?
Yep.
Now the problem you have at night time is they won't necessarily see you making a pass to the airfield.
Yeah, that's quite a good point.
Because you've no lights on.
No.
So it's handy if you've got another torch to wave it out the window.
Yeah.
Like, hello, I'm here, and I've got a slight problem.
And it's a steady green light, isn't it?
Yeah.
And flashing green light means don't land yet, but we're waiting for further instructions.
And you've got various other connotations of red.
Yeah.
Air traffic control towers are fitted with the red light in. Because the most obvious one is go away, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they have to change the discs.
Yay!
Vic 02's localised established.
You just get the feel for that, don't you? You just got, you know.
Effect happy to go to 123.2. Vic 02, no traffic to effect 123.2, can I?
It's annoying because the red light you can see a bit more, but...
Keep on shore.
Yeah. Brake right. Oh. It stops quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to knock the internal light back off a second.
Roger.
And then I just want you to close your eyes for a second or two.
My eyes are closed.
And I have control.
You have control?
Okay, you have control.
I have control.
Bring us back to straight and level.
Yes.
Okay, I have control a second.
You have control. My eyes are shut again.
Bring us back to straight and level. You just got to rely a lot more on the instruments.
Yeah.
Okay, let's make a right turn towards Inskip.
Now we're clear around to the right. It does help a little bit having my restricted instrument rating. I'm quite good at staring at the instrument. Well, not good, but used to.
We're carrying towards Garstang, and then if you can get vectors from Wharton, we'll come down the ILS.
Roger.
And then we'll go the other way around.
Wharton, Golf Oscar Juliet request.
Golf Oscar Juliet, pass your message.
If possible, could we have radar vectors for an ILS DME approach to 28 at Blackpool and a break off to land to join their visual circuit?
Yep, not a problem. And I'll give you vectors when you're near the field, but suggested heading tech your on-terrain clearance is 180 degrees.
Roger, 180 degrees, currently 2,500, 1029, end-terrain clearance, Golf Oscar Juliet.
Okay, so an ILS DME approach to 28 at Blackpool. Airfield elevation 34.
Are you going to go around that?
We'll go around at 500 feet and break off there. So I can't go below 500 feet on an ILS. That's my minimum. So, is that a good idea?
Okie doke.
Final approach course is 277 degrees. Final vent is at D6. And we can maintain 2,500.
In the event of a missed approach?
In this approach we're going to climb runway heading 2,000 feet and it's going to be a left turn to the locator, which is the Bravo Papa Lima, and then we'll either join the hold or go back outbound again. Okay, approaching 30 minutes, fuel pump coming on. Over to the right hand tank. Pressure is holding, fuel pump coming off. Carb heat will cycle and we're level 2,500 at 180 degrees.
Golf Oscar Juliet level 2,500, we're heading now 180 degrees.
Golf Oscar Juliet, Roger, and your current heading is good for the base leg, and you can now descend to altitude 2,300 feet.
Roger, we'll maintain 180, descend altitude 2,300 feet, Golf Oscar Juliet.
Okay, carb heat coming on, we'll do a powered descent. So within his vector chart now, so we can go down.
Wharton radar, good evening, Vickers 1, descending flight level 80 now, presently direct turn-up, requesting a traffic service outside.
Vickers 1, Wharton radar, good evening, you're in
John Cartmel.
on the controlled airspace.
Who's that, Phil?
John Cartmel.
How's it?
Information X-ray is correct.
Excellent, sir, down to 50, we copied information X-ray, so thank you, Vickers 1.
See blue lights miles away, can't you, on the motorway?
Yep. But in an hour or two, I do a lot of flying in the dead of night, and at that point, it's hardly any cars on there. It's hard to distinguish which one's a moto, you know, which one's the air road.
Yeah.
Similar sorts of levels of traffic, especially up, you know, in the southern Scottish area. Been a crash on the M55 or something along the line. See all the.
Oh yeah.
20, runway in use. 10, airfield information. Caution, large numbers of beasts on the 28 approach and 10 climb out. Surface wind variable 2 knots. Cavalcade
Maybe.
temperature 1 dew point -3.
Variable at 2 knots.
Juliet, Blackpool QNH is 1030.
1030 Blackpool, Golf Juliet, thank you.
Variable at 2 knots. We might
This is
stand
1
to it.
descent altitude
Well, I was
3000
thinking
feet.
use 28.
1030.
Thanks, so we're down to 1, sorry,
Airfield
3000 feet now,
information.
1030.
Yankee at time 1820. Runway in use 10.
They're still on
Airfield
10.
Golf Oscar Juliet, 10 right, turning 250 degrees, closing one closer from the right. Once established, Blackpool clear to descend with the ILS.
Turn right heading 250 degrees to close from the right when established, and the glide path Golf Juliet.
Okay. So we're 8.4, final descent will be at D6. And it's starting to close in there nicely. I'll probably continue the turn.
Yeah. A sensible move, won't it?
They've taken us through it nearly, haven't they?
That's that over the shoulder wind, isn't it?
Yeah.
Golf Juliet, localized established.
Golf Oscar Juliet, thank you. Runway 28 is in use for circuits at Blackpool, and you can now squawk 7000, contact Blackpool 119.950. Good night.
Copy 28, squawk 7000, contact Blackpool, thanks a lot for the service, Golf Juliet, night.
One rolling on the runway at Blackpool now.
Official.
Blackpool Town approach, good evening, Golf Bravo November Oscar Juliet, ILS 2870ME.
Golf Bravo November Oscar Juliet, Blackpool approach, information Yankee current QNH 1030, continue approach, runway 289 use.
Yankee 1030, copy runway 28, Golf Juliet.
Golf Oscar Juliet, continue approach, report at 5 miles.
Report 5 miles, Golf Juliet.
Golf Bravo Whiskey, runway 28, right turn out, clear for takeoff, surface wind variable 2 knots.
Okay, carb heat is on. We'll establish there.
So we'll replan then to turn this into touch and go now they're on 28.
Roger.
And Golf Oscar Juliet's requesting a touch and go then to enter the visual circuit.
Golf Oscar Juliet, we'll just squawk 7010 and it'll be right hand circuit for runway 28.
7010, right hand circuits for 28, Golf Oscar Juliet.
Okay, toes are clear, the brakes. Undercarriage is attached. Mixture is fully rich. Fuel pump's coming on. Instruments, they've not given us QFE yet. T's and P's are on the green. Carb heat is on. Hatches and harnesses. Everyone strapped in okay?
Golf Oscar Juliet, runway 28, clear touch and go, surface wind variable 2 knots.
Clear touch and go, and that's us just passing 5 miles, Golf Oscar Juliet.
Roger.
Okay, so I'll continue down to 500 feet and then...
Golf Oscar Juliet, the QFE 1029.
1029, Golf Oscar Juliet.
I'll configure at 3 miles.
Do you generally fly your ILS on QNH or QFE?
QNH usually.
Okay,
so
so back on QNH then.
I have to go around.
Stick with the habit you've got, yeah?
Yeah. Approaching 3 miles. Hour in the back.
Are we fully configured to land?
Not yet, no. I'm going to put 2 stages of flaps in. Looking for the white arc. There's the white arc, and we have 500 feet to go to minimums. 200 feet to go. $100 to go. Slightly fast.
Golf Bravo Whiskey Roger, report final for runway 28, number 2 to the PA28 on final.
There's 500 feet. Visual with the runway. Maps coming to full. And we are clear touch and go.
There's traffic downwind there.
Copy.
Remember, as we briefed, that the runway will appear generally quicker than you think.
Yep, so
the temptation to flare too high, a good indicator on this runway here is the red lights at the end will disappear, whereabouts you should start think about starting to flare.
Right.
Not where you should be fully flared, but where you should start thinking about it. So it's got a slight hump in it, so the red lights will just drop off. So use that maybe with the first one just to get your eye in.
Yeah. Okay, carpet is away, flaps full.
Yeah, they're just going. Last time to start thinking about it.
Okay, flap up. Full power. Speed and P's and airspeed. Air 70. Up. P's are in the green. And retrim. That is the alien then when you take off and you just can't see anything ahead of you.
Yeah, you just got to go onto the instruments, haven't you? It used to be that you had to have so many hours of IMC before you could do a night rating.
Really?
But that
You can see why.
Yeah, it's advantage, isn't it?